Hello everyone, this is Warhawk Beyond 2040 and welcome to another edition of the Legends of Tomorrow Season 6 review series. And today I'm going to be talking about Episode 3, The X Factor, which I have just finished watching earlier. And to be honest, really, I didn't enjoy this one much. I didn't think there was a lot going for it. The only thing that I probably enjoyed the most out of this episode, if there was such a thing, was the whole thing with Sarah being trapped on an alien world and she was experiencing some hallucinations where she imagined seeing Ava. But other than that, this episode was not really any good, to be honest. And John Constantine, who's usually always the saving grace of the show and usually ends up being the best thing about it, he just seemed like a bit of a joke and a very far cry from the guy that we all first met back in Arrow. Because if you look back at his earlier appearances in Legends of Tomorrow, and even going further back, all the way to the early appearances in Arrow, it just doesn't seem like the same dude. And nothing against Matt Ryan, I love him. He's embedded in the role of John Constantine. I can't think of anybody else who could play the character but him, but he just seemed like a bit of a joke in this episode, and this just seemed like a very pointless filler. And as I said already, there just wasn't a lot going for it. But anyway, let's get right into it. Let's talk about episode 3, The X Factor. So, this episode starts off with Palm Springs in 2045, where we see a kid is buying a sushi at a convenience store when an armor-wearing alien shows up demanding to know who the ruler is. He spots merch for DJ Samore, Money, and mistakes them as Earth's ruler, and after finding out he's hosting a singing competition, goes off to challenge him to a death duel. At Constantine's house, we see Zari and Constantine are kissing and avoid an important conversation about their relationship. Now, these two have kind of been having a friends with benefits sort of relationship going all the way back to season 5, and they're just having a bit of fun with each other. But as we see over the course of the episode, things start to take a bit of a interesting and weird turn, as it looks like they're actually starting to develop serious feelings for one another. More on that in a moment. And then we see Zari is constantly getting phone calls that interrupt them, and she gets a call letting her know that DJ Samore Money was eviscerated by an alien. On the Wave Rider, the legends get ready to deal with the situation. Mick says he's taking the day off. Typical. The legends go to 2045 and head over to the filming of Da Fawn. Turns out The Rock is the president in this timeline. Yeah, you heard right. The Rock. WWE's very own Dwayne Johnson, aka The Rock, much to Nick's delight and Ava's surprise. Zara uses her fame to cause a distraction that lets Ava, Nick, and Birard to get into the building. They get to the stage just as the alien shows up. Lord Noxakrillin. Nick and Birard fights with the alien on stage and everyone thinks it's the part of the performance. DJ Samore Money sends him into the finals. Ava manages to get him into the Wave Rider and into the containment, but he gets out. He also reveals that once he wins the throne, he'll be calling for a full invasion. They also convince him that the only way to win is song and dance. Yeah, anyway. Zari goes into competition and enters the competition and makes it into the finals. They decide that they need to include Constantine for the interview portion of things because they're told people he's Zari's boyfriend. Zari's mother shows up, very upset that how could her own daughter appear on her favourite show. We learn that she's been avoiding her. Zari tells her mother that Constantine is just a fling. It makes him not handle the interview well and he walks out. They fight backstage and Constantine breaks up with Zari. Yeah, this is probably going to be one of the main things for this season. Not a fan. DJ Esmore Money gives Nox Zari's song, setting her up to fail, but Nick, Birard, and Constantine discover the ploy and take Simor out. Constantine confronts Zari about her conversation with her mother before she takes the stage. He tells her he wants a real relationship with her and she walks out to sing. She gets off to a slow start with a love song, but Constantine joins her on stage to play guitar. Yeah, that's right. John Constantine, the man who's trapped in hell, is now singing and playing guitar. You heard me right. And they bring down the house, Zari wins, and the Earth is saved. Meanwhile, on the alien planet, Sarah is poisoned by the wound from her encounter with alien Amarilla Earhart, and Gary panics as they are being pursued. Sarah tells him he'll have to eat their pursuers. He does. Sarah hallucinates Ava and follows the hallucination. Gary discovers via the one person he didn't eat that they are on a planet of Ava clones. Sarah realizes she's being deceived and fights with one of the clones, knocking them out. She then makes her way into a cave structure and comes face to face with a man who's been waiting a long time to see her. Mick decides to attack Lord Noxykrillin, prompting him to prepare the invasion. Mick doesn't take any responsibility for his action, which prompts Ava to talk to him. He's upset they still haven't found Sarah, and he's also upset that his daughter is at college and not talking to him. Ava gives him an ultimatum to get it together or gets off the Wave Rider. Nox pledges his fertility and reveals he's really a tiny alien controlling a giant armor mecha suit. Mick steps on him in typical Mick Rory fashion. He figures out they should look less for Sarah and more for the Pacific alien that captured Sarah, Kayla. Zari and Constantine are now officially a real couple, and that wraps up episode 3 and my review. As I said already, I didn't enjoy this episode at all. The only thing I liked was Sarah experiencing hallucinations of Ava and being trapped on the alien world, but other than that, didn't like this one at all. Too much singing and dancing and not enough action, and seems to be less focus on getting Sarah back, but hopefully episode 4 will be a lot better. So anyway, that's going to be it from me. I am going to wrap this up now. What did you think of episode 3? Did you enjoy it? What were your thoughts on the hallucinations that Sarah was experiencing? Did you enjoy that? And also, what are your thoughts on Constantine and Zari now being an official couple? Do you think it will last, or do you think they could be heading for a greater and bigger fall? You know what to do, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave your thoughts and comments down below, and I will see all of you next time for another edition of the Legends of Tomorrow Season 6 review series, where I'll be talking about episode 4, which I'm really hoping is going to be a lot better than this one. So until next time, take care everybody and stay safe, and once again, thanks for listening.